Hello colleagues, this video will focus on preparing Gradebook to record your grades that you would have collected for the semester. But just before we get into Gradebook, let us just do a quick review of the course page interface. We are already on that page. I have a test course that I'm using here. You can see that I am logged in. You can see whenever you are logged in, your course name would show at the top here. We have the college's logo on the left. You have your breadcrumb that would help you with navigation. As you can see, I would have moved from home to my courses to the miscellaneous category in which this course, this is the short name for this course, is located. Right, and in the middle section, which is your course, the teaching area, for this semester, all you would have is just a summary of your assessment procedure. And in this case, you can see that I have a course here with weighting for coursework being 60% and that for exam being 40. I have a feeling your weightings might be the other way around. Most of the other courses, you would probably have 40 coursework and 60 exam. Right, there are various weightings for courses that we currently deliver. On the left hand side, you have your blocks, you have your right hand blocks, and you're all set and ready now to get into Gradebook. So where do you go? You start at the administration block and click on grades, and your Gradebook will open up. Okay, it would take you to the default view of Gradebook, which is now loading. As you can see, you check this box at the top. This view is called the grader report. There are different available views. There are two of them, two views that you will be using this semester, the grader report view. So this is one. This is actually where you will be entering your grades once you have prepared the gradebook. We are not ready just yet for this view. So we will shift then to this view, which is called the full view. Categories and items, you have two views. We will work with this one that is called the full view. So you click on it and the page will reload into the full view of Gradebook. And it is here that you will add your grade items. Alright, let's just have a quick overview of this view, the full view. You have the name of your course will show right here next to this folder. And you have the two major categories already pre-installed for you, coursework, exam. Right, but there are no grade items in these categories. The weightings are assigned for these two categories. The maximum grade for each of these categories are already in, 60 for coursework, 40 for exam, and for all courses, your course total will be 100%. You have some tools here that are available for moving things around, for applying to the specific items that you will be entering, but we will not talk about these just yet. We will come back to them at a little later. So you are all ready here now to add to your gradebook grade items. So there are two buttons down here, one for adding categories. You will not need to use this because the categories are there already. So what you will be interested in is to add your grade items. Now your grade items are the single assessment pieces that you would have used for your course. So you click on this button and a new page would open up for you to add your first grade item. Alright, I am going to add one that I am going to call class tests. Right, I want to see all of the details that are here, so item information, you can, if you wish, give a bit more details on what type of item this is. Not really necessary because it will not be showing in the gradebook itself. Ignore ID number for now, we do not need this. The grade type is already set to what is required, value, that meaning it's numerical in nature. We have scale and text, but we will be concerned with value, so you just leave that as is. Your maximum mark, very important. This is the total mark that you would have used for grading this assignment. You know, you will mark your assignments using all different maximum values. In this case, I am going to mark this class test out of 4, or let us say it was marked out of 40. The minimum grade will be 0 in most cases because you never know, you might have some delinquent students who will get 0. The grade to pass is optional. You do not have to enter anything here. Leave it as 0 because what you would have to do is find 40% of this maximum grade, but this is not so important at present. So the grade display type is already there, which is real, showing your grade as a real number. That's what we need. The decimal points, we have it set at 2 decimal places, and I think that's good as well. So you can just leave that as is. We will not be interested in hiding or locking the grade item because for this semester, students will not be accessing this interface. It's all for the purpose of recording the grades and we pulling them into Gradebook. Right, so that's about all that you would need to set here, and then you will ensure, very importantly, you must locate the grade item in its appropriate category. So since this class test is part of the coursework, I must select coursework here. And finally, you must click Save Changes so that item will be added. Now you will be taken back to the full view, and when you look under your coursework now, you see that you have added 1 grade item so far. Right, let's just add one more so you will get even more familiar with the process. First step, add grade item. You click on that button. You name your item. In this case, I am calling this one a project. Let's say you had given a project, and this project you would have marked out of 60 was your total mark, and that should be all that you need to put in. Actually, all of the defaults are okay as is, so you just come down and ensure that it is located in the coursework category, and then you click Save Changes, and tada, there would be another item added to your coursework category in the gradebook. And at this time, it's your project, which is your second grade item for coursework. You're seeing the maximum grades showing here now. 40 is what we assigned for the class test, 60 for the project. Okay, so I am going to pause my video here, add a few more items, and then come back. Okay, welcome back. What have I added so far to this full view of my grade book? I've added 3 more grade items, 2 categories. I have here mid-semester test, oral presentation, and the research paper. And in addition to these, I have added 2 grade items, 2 exams, paper 1, paper 2. Now the procedure for adding grade items, all of these is actually the same. The only difference is for you to select the category where you want the grade item to be located. So for these, you will just ensure that you select exam rather than coursework when you're going through the process. All my maximum grades are here. These are the raw scores that I have marked these papers out of. My next step, very important step, is for me to assign weightings to these, because I certainly do not want to have all of these assessment pieces treated equally or weighted equally. So where do you do this? Here is your weight column, and what you have to do is to ensure that the ratio that you choose among these grade items, it must sum to the total for the category. So I decided to use these weightings for my class tests. I will use 10%. For the project, I will use 25%. This was a big project. For the mid-semester tests, 15%. The oral presentation, 5%. And for the research paper, another 5%. Right? I must ensure that they sum to 60, and that's the case. Yes, 25 and 15 is 40, 50, 55, 60, right? Ensure that these sum to the weighting for the category. How about the weights for my papers? Okay, I am seeing here only my paper 1. So I think I did click something that deleted my paper 2, or perhaps I did not save the save changes. I did not click the save changes before adding. So let's say my paper 1 was um, given a 10%, and alright, then I will have to go through the process of, let me save changes here now so that all of these weightings that I have entered would be saved. Right, somehow I thought I had, oh, now my paper 2 is showing, right? So I would need to assign the weighting for my paper 2 exam, and in this case, again, the weightings now must sum to 40. So okay, 30 for paper 2 and 10 for paper 1. Right, so I think all is set now for my preparation of entering the grades. I have all my grade items now added in the full view page. If we made an error anywhere, I'm now coming back to these tools. Notice that you have tools here that can adjust the settings. You can delete an item if you want. These are for up down. If you will prefer to have one coming before the other, you can move them accordingly. And you have your hide and your lock button, which you will not apply. We will have some control over those as it relates to deadlines. So right now you will not be so interested in them, but you can, if you made a mistake and you want to delete anything, you can delete a full item from the coursework. Let's say this would delete all of the project that you have added, and you can then correct your error otherwise. If your error has to do with the numbers here, these can be corrected right here, and then you ensure that you save changes. Right, so I did not click save changes after adding this 30, so I must now save changes again so that everything will be saved. And yes, I could just double check that everything is looking all right. I have all my weightings in. I have all my maximum grades in, and these are my grade items that are in. So okay, we have our gradebook now ready for entering grades. So in the next video, we will look at how do you go about entering the actual grades for these specific grade items that you have added. All right, bye bye. See you next time.